Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, touching base with you guys. It's Thursday evening, about almost midnight. Wrapping up my night a little bit early, and I'll tell you for why. It's my Thursday video. Normally I would be, 2, 3 in the morning before I do a wrap-up video. Tonight went down a little bit differently, and I'll kind of give you the short and long of it. So, the day started out on kind of a sour note, but it actually turned itself around tonight. I made my first quest goal for the week, which was 43 trips for $55. Did not make the stretch, which is 70 trips. I knew I wasn't going to get that. So that was there. I had some good news regarding that Wendy's parking ticket disaster from Sunday. I'm not going to go into details, but if you check out the Sunday wrap-up video, there's a Wendy's on Georgia Avenue in DC that you don't want to park in their lot, because they actually have police that patrol that lot for parking violations, and it's a bad scene. So I've kind of been fighting with Wendy's to get that resolved, because I literally stopped to take a pee and got a parking ticket for $250. No joke. So, totally bad scene. I've been working on it all week because, that was stressing me out, and that finally worked out in my favor. I was persistently polite and eventually got that to go away. And then, my rides tonight have been great. It started out a disaster. My first 3 rides were all cancel trip no-shows. That never happens to me. I've hardly ever seen that happen, where just your first handful of rides back to back are cancel no-shows. But they were all people that were just struggling to use the app to set their pin location in a place that made sense. None of them were where they were supposed to be. And then all of them were like, very uncooperative about the process. And so my approach to that, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you, 2 of them were pools. You got 2 minutes and I don't reposition. So if you're not where you say you are, I just sit the 2 minutes out, ride or no show. On an X ride, I try and meet people in the middle a little bit, theoretically. So, if your pin says I'm on the intersection of H and 6th, and you're really like a block over on H and 5th, if I can get to you in a reasonable manner, I'm going to get to you. That's no big deal. If it's, rush hour traffic and somebody says, oh no, I'm 3 blocks up on Connecticut Ave in the wrong direction than you're facing, sorry. And their tone is kind of, obnoxious. I'm just going to sit and chill and time that bad boy out. And I'm not doing that because I don't care about customer service. You guys understand that. But the passenger doesn't have a whole lot to do in this whole process. All they've got to do is just start the trip right. Put your location where you actually are. Uber's made it easy. You can even move the pin. So if you start your ride and then you realize, oh shit, I put it on the wrong side of the street, you can fix it. Once that's done, it's all in our hands. We've got to get to you. We got to pick you up. We got to get you. It's all on us to do the rest right. All you've got to do is just tell me where to go. And if you can't even tell me where to pick you up right, oh my God, my patience runs real thin real quick on those people. So 3 trips, 3 cancellation fees. But then it turned around and I started to kind of, the pump got primed, and all of a sudden I started to get rides. So my last ride of the night, which actually puts me at $165 before that quest bonus, believe it or not, was a ride from DC, downtown DC, all the way to North Baltimore. So, you know what? My thought process here is, it's midnight, I'm in Baltimore, I'm 3/4 of the way to home. There's no surge or boost in DC. There's no surge or boost in Baltimore. There's nothing. I mean, like, the map is just clean. So, I could skim around for 20 extra bucks in minimum fares in the city, or I could just get a fresh start. And I'm at 525, I think is the number roughly. 520 something for the week. And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I feel pretty good about that. I mean, that's including the $50 Quest, which is money. I feel good about that. If I can do my $200 a night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm golden. So I feel like I'm okay. I feel like I'm in a comfortable enough place that I don't need to stress out and grind for another 2-3 hours. Now, that's subjective. I could. It's just, this is definitely one of those signs from above that says, hey, I gave you a nice, juicy, fat $56 ride almost all the way home. Take advantage of it. So I'm going to listen to the guy upstairs, and I'm going to take that nudge, and I'm going to roll with it. But I have some other good news. I want to keep going here because it's really a positive night. The Gridwise article got posted today. I did a little 2-minute video tonight just kind of talking about that, and the link is in the text part below the video. So if you just click that little arrow and it kind of opens up, the web link will be right there where you can check it out. If you don't have the Gridwise app, download it. Check it out, guys. It's a great little app. It's got a lot of information in it, and it's kind of one of those, I would say it's like the Walmart, of ride-sharing apps. Like, it does a little bit of everything. It's got weather updates, it's got emergency updates, it's got a calendar feature, it's got events, like, in that calendar feature, it's got events coming up. It does both DC and Baltimore. It's GPS connected, so it knows which town you're in when you open it. It's got the airport queues and/or flight information. It's just loaded with stuff. So it's kind of like one of those one-stop shop apps that tries to do a little bit of everything. But Gridwise actually does a pretty good job of it. I really, really like that app. I use it every day. It's very, very convenient for me. I don't use all of it. I use it for the event calendar. When I was working the airport, I definitely used it for the airport. But mainly I use it for the event calendar and the weather notifications. I really like the weather notifications. They're so much cleaner than my weather app, believe it or not. So, long story short, if you don't have the app, download it, Gridwise. And then when you download it and you set up your account, there's an option to be on their mailing list, which is really cool. They send an email out, I don't know, like once or twice a week. It's not that often. And it's usually articles that they write about stuff. And so I got featured in one of those articles. They interviewed me, and we did it was like a 45-minute phone conversation where he just kind of picked me, my brain a little bit on what works, what doesn't work, what have I been doing, blah, blah, blah. Very much in line with what I do in my videos every day. Just sharing that information and kind of introducing me to the Gridwise users. And so hopefully some of those folks out there will check out our videos. They'll check us out, and I say us because I feel like we're all in this together. But they'll check out my channel, they'll check out my videos. I don't know if you Netflix and chill the Baltimore Rides videos. That might be crazy to go back and binge watch. That would be wild, actually. But, even if you just start watching from today, that's great. So, that's kind of how that went. And then I got a text from somebody I've never talked to before. So I got a couple messages through the app. Some folks I have met before in person, face to face. One guy's starting his own channel. I don't know if I inspired him to start his own channel or if he kind of was already thinking it through, but I'm so happy to see that, that was a motorcycle knucklehead flying by me at like 100 miles an hour. I don't wish ill on anybody, but, I just hope he runs out of gas and like stops on the side of the road and doesn't have a gas tank or anything. That would be beautiful. So that person kind of messaged me like, hey, I've started my little channel. Can you check it out and subscribe? Of course I did. And then, somebody texted me this evening. I was on that long ride from DC to Baltimore, like, hey, this is so-and-so. and I just started, and this is how my day went, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. So I was really, really excited. Oh my God. You don't know how excited I was when I read that text. I was skim read it while I was driving, but I didn't like read it. You know, obviously I'm driving, trying not to kill my passengers. But I dropped the customer off, and I kind of pulled over on the side of the road to reread it and obviously respond to her, because I felt like, you know, I should let her know I'm sorry that it took so long for me to reply. But it's just so cool that people are starting out and finding this stuff. You know, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's about helping people figure it out so that they don't make the same mistakes I made. You know, and that's, I don't know. That's what this is about, guys. I want everybody to eat. I want us all to eat. There's enough food at the table for all of us. We're not going to starve, I promise. There's so many customers out there. I have not used the Lyft app in days. Like, I'm so nervous now that they're going to turn off my fuel rewards card because I'm not using them enough. Like, I got to go and get a couple Lyft rides just to keep my stupid fuel rewards card active. I just don't need to. I mean, that's the beauty of the equation. I don't need to run both apps anymore. Yeah, that's what I just said. I don't need to. And I'm not saying I want to deactivate Lyft. I'm not saying I don't like Lyft. For those of you that prefer Lyft to Uber, all the same stuff applies. Like, I talk in Uber language because it's what I like, but just convert Surge, Boost to Prime Time and whatever the heck that other thing they do is. You know, I mean, it's all interchangeable. It's the same thing, basically. It's like Pepsi and Coke. And I'm sure I freak some people out when I say that, because there's some people out there that can tell the difference. I cannot. My taste buds are not refined. So to me, they taste identical, but I know that I'm freaking people out when I say that. But, you know, it's just cool. It's cool that people are out there and they're starting. It's cool that people are finding this stuff. I want everybody to get a piece of the pie. There's enough customers out there for all of us. Especially, I haven't talked about this enough, but especially with all the deactivations rolling around. I don't know how I feel about this 100%, because I do think customers can be shady. You know, you guys heard my horror story, I don't know, whatever it was, a few weeks ago, when that one guy gave me a bad survey and how much it freaked me the hell out. You know, because he said, like, I was a bad driver and stuff, which I'm not. I'm a Boston driver, but I'm not a bad driver. There's a difference. But, you know, it's crazy how aware we are and sensitive towards things like our rating, you know, our feedback, if we have any. That stuff matters to us. It may just be stupid points for some people. It may not have any real connection with our business model, but it matters. We take it personally when our rating drops. We love it when our rating goes up. You know, and it's some of these passengers that are reporting people, some of it's legitimate, some of it is not. But I will say this, we should be reporting passengers as much as they report us. I had a customer today, I went up to this school. School had let out. Kids are all over the place. I'm on the side of the road with my blinkers on. And I'm looking for this dude, and I'm like, okay, Lucas, where are you? Come on, Lucas, let's get this show on the road. I'm talking to myself. And this kid walks up with like a bassoon or an oboe or something. I roll down the window and I'm like, are you Lucas? Yeah. I'm like, how old are you, dude? 12. Not getting in my car. My bad. Sorry. No adult, no righty. And, I had to cancel the ride. I mean, I said, dude, you're a minor. I'm not allowed to have minors in my vehicle without an accompanying adult. Policy. I'm so sorry. So I canceled the ride. I pull forward like 50 feet. I send a message to Uber. And what does the little goober do? He puts another ride request in, and I get it the second time. So I had to no thanks that one, because I didn't want to kill my cancellation rate. But I mean, I think there's kids out there that are using Uber the way they shouldn't. There's definitely parents out there with the whole no car seat thing. Guys, don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for that trap. There are Uber people pretending to be passengers, and they're doing sting operations. Some of this is like hocus pocus, urban legend, but there is some legitimateness to this, guys. They are, they're in the field. They're not always in our cities, but they are in the field. And they set up these things to see what's really going on the ground. And if a kid gets in, well, I mean, they're not going to pretend to be kids, but if a parent gets in the car with two little kids and they don't have car seats, and you don't say, like, ma'am, where's your car seat? Or sir, where's your car seat? Bloop, you are done. Don't let it happen to you guys. The same thing with like the long winding routes, like they know, hey, why aren't you using the navigation? Hey, why aren't you doing this? They're gonna kind of question you probably at the end of the ride when they introduce themselves. But what they're looking for is they're looking to find out, are the riders and drivers, is that really going down the way we think it's going down in the ivory tower back at corporate executive land? The ivory tower where they're not really 100% connected to us. So don't fall for the traps. I think they're out there. I really do. Enough people, are giving me that kind of information that I don't think it's all urban legend. I just don't. So be wary of that stuff, guys, because I had a kid, like I said, that kid tonight at the elementary school, I had to cancel him. I can't. I'm not taking that chance. Just not taking that chance. Last night, I don't know if I mentioned this. Last night I had, a couple at U Street, 2 opened Miller Lite cans and some takeout food. And I said to the guy, I'm like, dude, I can't have open beverages. It's against Uber's policy. Oh, come on, man. It's no big deal. I'm like, here's what you can do. I won't worry about the timer. Get out of the car, drink them, get back in the car without the cans. You're good to go. I'll sit and wait. I don't care if it takes you 7-8 minutes to drink those 2 beers. I'm fine with it. But I can't have you in here with open beverages. Oh, man, just cancel the ride. He tells his girl, they cancel the ride. I'm not leaving. I'm in a good spot. So I stay parked where I was. And they put another ride in. I didn't get it, of course. It went to somebody else because it was U Street and there's so many riders around, drivers around. But, they drank the beers. They didn't bring the beers in on that car. They sat on the sidewalk and chugged them real fast while they waited for the other car to show up. So, I mean, like the passengers, they're pushing the limits. They know what's going on. Tonight, oh my God, so many crazy little stories I keep forgetting to tell you guys. I pull up to Fogo de Chao in DC. And, a couple people, like these 2 couples come up, all adults, not children. And they all start piling into my car. And I'm like, hey, who's Kimberly? I think that was the name, Kimberly. And maybe not. And eventually, after all 4 of them are in my vehicle, Kimberly's in the passenger seat next to me. And she goes, yeah, this is Kimberly. And I said, hey, this is a pool. Maximum's 2 people. You got 4 people in my car. Who's getting out? What do you mean? It's what do you mean? Like, well, there's 4 of us, but the system won't allow me to pick 4 passengers. I'm like, yeah, it's because it's a pool ride. Sorry, I can't do it. You can change it, you can cancel it and re-request, or 2 people can get out and request their own, but I can't take all 4 of you guys. It's a pool ride. It's not how the system works. So they canceled it. They put a new request in under UberX. Of course, it didn't go to me, which I was fine with, because at that point I probably would have gotten a shitty rating anyway. They hop out of the vehicle. I'm like, get out. I got to go get some girl named Nicolette, which happened to be my $56 trip to Baltimore, by the way. So fate was looking out for me. And there you have it. So, the pool customers, which is only in DC, they'll get shady too, where they'll try and sneak extra passengers in that aren't paid for. You got to be on the lookout for these customers that are trying to tweak the system. The XL 6 people trying to squeeze into a 4-door sedan that only really holds 4. I mean, it's just shady. You just got to call these folks out and be like, look, sorry, you got to get out. You got to request the right vehicle. You can't do this to my suspension. And on top of that, I'm not getting paid the right amount because you're being shady. So, but then you got to cancel the ride, because if you don't cancel, they can survey you and they can ruin your rating. So, and then you got to send the message first to Uber support. Hey, this is what happened, FYI, blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, if they send a message to Uber support, you know, it'll look bad on you. So, long video. I covered a whole bunch of stuff, just rambling on as always, but it was a good day. Like, I still have a lot of caffeine energy in my system. That's probably why I'm so chipper right now. But just a lot of stuff to talk about. You know, really kind of an interesting day. A lot of like peaks and valleys, a lot of highs and lows tonight. A lot of weird things going on that, you know, was not a quiet night. But numbers wise, I feel very positive. I feel like pardon me guys, I'm just driving. I feel like it's a good night. I'm okay ending where I ended because I'm basically, you know, 15, 20 minutes from home, and it's a good feeling. I might grind out here in the suburbs of Baltimore a little bit. I don't know, but I'm feeling like wrapping it up. It's a sign from above, you know, getting me that close to home on that kind of a big trip. So I might just take it. We'll see. But I'm going to leave you guys with this video. I'm not going to add on, and I will be back tomorrow for Friday's business. Friday's going to be gangbuster, guys. The city's going to be popping. That's an expression my daughter's got me saying now, which is so stupid. She always says, "What's poppin'?" which I guess is some, I don't know, kid thing. So the city's gonna be alive tomorrow, guys, because the weather's supposed to be nice. So be prepared. Be prepared. Get some good night's sleep. Charge up, because oh my God, it's gonna be a great Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm telling you now. Everybody have a good night, and I will see you guys on the road later.